Welcome to 1623 Studios for the Gloucester Mayoral Preliminary Election Candidates Forum. The preliminary election will be held on Tuesday, September 14th. For this forum, 1623 Studios invited the candidates for mayor to record a statement of up to 4 minutes. Their statements are shown unedited and in the order that they appear on the ballot. For this preliminary election, there are 6 candidates vying for 2 spots on the ballot for the municipal election on Tuesday, November 2nd. The candidates for mayor are Gregory Verga, incumbent Safa Romeo Theken, Francisco Sclafani, Brian Pollard, Robert Russell, and John Harvey Jr. Here now is candidate number 1, Greg Verga.
My name is Greg Verga, and I'm running to be your mayor for a more efficient, more transparent, and more collaborative Gloucester. And I humbly ask for your vote on Tuesday, September 14th in the city preliminary election to move Gloucester forward. My story is one you're probably familiar with because it is the same story as so many of us who fondly call Gloucester home. I was born and raised on Portuguese Hill, where I grew up on Perkin Street. My father's parents came from Sicily and my mother's grandparents from the Azores. I was the youngest of 8, and while times were certainly tough, we were happy. Yes, we grew up on government assistance, and yes, we didn't have a lot of extras, but we would not have traded places with anyone else in the world because we loved it here. I met my wife Kelly at O'Malley School, got married at Sacred Heart Church, and raised our 3 kids, Abby, Patrick, and Julia, right here on Essex Ave. My son-in-law, Stephen Ragusa, is a commercial lobsterman. And we now have 2 amazing grandchildren, Angelina and Cameron, ages 2 and 4, who live right here in Gloucester. As you may already know, this is not my first time on your city ballot. I was your Ward 5 city councilor and at-large councilor for 6 years, and school committee member for 8 years, serving as chairman during my last term. Public service, listening to needs and concerns, and giving back to Gloucester are in my blood. My father, Tony Verga, was state rep for Gloucester for 14 years. His house phone rang off the hook, and so I learned firsthand what it truly means to be a Gloucester public servant. And I learned the importance of listening as an elected official myself when I was your city councilor and school committee chair. For example, during the Great Recession, we had to make deep cuts. But by listening to residents and through creative thinking, we kept our city afloat. Even in my professional life as a realtor, my passion is working with veterans, the VA, and first-time buyers, and I've committed my work to improving the lives of those around us, lifting up the community together by listening. Which is why I'm here today, asking for your vote as your candidate for Gloucester Mayor. Our City Hall, simply put, needs a reset. I bring 14 years of experience on school committee and city council. I know how the city should operate. This current administration lacks vision. I grew up in Gloucester, got married here, and raised 3 amazing kids here. I'm running for mayor because Gloucester is my lifelong home, and I truly want to make it a better place to live, to work, and to visit. Under the current leadership in City Hall, I do not believe we are on the right track as a city. As your mayor, I will be a voice for all the constituents, neighbors, residents, parents, and families of Gloucester, many who have gone unheard for too long. My vision is that we refocus wasted energy back on the bread and butter issues that every resident expects and deserves. A clean city, safe sidewalks, streets maintained and repaired equitably throughout the city, a school system among the best performing in the state. And at the same time, we can set our sights on long-term planning that looks far beyond just arm's reach. My wife Kelly is a nurse. My daughter Abby is also a nurse. I saw the pandemic up close and personal. Between a pandemic, the schools, our climate preparedness, just to name a few, it's obvious the city is at an important junction. So as we approach our 400th anniversary, we should be laying the groundwork for the next generation so that they are also able to live in Gloucester and raise their families here too. My name is Greg Verga. I want to hear your concerns. I plan on working for every vote, and I hope to earn your support on Tuesday, September 14th. You can learn more or request a lawn sign on Facebook or at voteverga.com. And thank you so much for your time.
That was candidate number 1, Greg Verga. Here now is candidate number 2, incumbent Safa Romeo Theken.
Hello, I'm Safa Romeo Theken, for those who don't know who I am. I am your mayor and running for re-election. I'd like to talk about some things that really would interest you. First, let's start with the budget. I'm so proud of my staff and myself, and thank you to my past CAO. We have done a balanced budget since 2015 and it's called free cash, which means extra funding that we have that we put in for infrastructure. We put in for repairs of our buildings that we've never done before. It's a percentage of each, and we're doing that. So when people say infrastructure, let's talk about infrastructure. The infrastructure, just because you don't see it happening, doesn't mean it's not. There's so much infrastructure that we need to do that's underground. We have pipes that never been touched in 30 years. We're looking at the dams. We're looking at repairs. We're looking at everything. Private roads is so, don't talk about that. Private roads and public roads. Infrastructure is still the same underneath. We still have to address a lot of things together. And we're trying that. And we have such a great relationship with state, federal. You can't beat the state relationship that we have. I'm sorry. That bridge hasn't been that way ever. And Bruce Tarr and Ann Margaret are the best that we have to make that bridge and continue that. I want to continue that. I want to continue to bring you things. Education. Thank you, teachers. Today's the first day of school. I can't say enough. I can't say enough. I know that they say the best quality is the teachers. Absolutely. But they also need infrastructure. They also need the technology. They also need the access. They also need the space. They need a lot of things. And I want to thank you, teachers, because last year you put your faith in us. It was scary, and you did it. You succeeded. And you know what? The demands were not unreachable. This year, same thing. No demands that are unreachable. Ask for purifiers. Absolutely. Because you know what? We all work together, not spending the CARES Act the way it wasn't supposed to be spent. One-time raises, stipends, or anything like that, because we work together. We'd like to do that with the ARPA too. There's so many things that we can do with it, but we need to make sure it's one-time money that's spent for everyone. I'm trying to work on the CSO project, another infrastructure that we did before other communities. Why should we get punished because we wanted our clean water? We wanted our beaches clean, and we all did that. I want to see if I can use that ARPA money to either decrease the water bill or continue infrastructure and not increase that. That's something for the whole city, not one person. And that's what we're at, a whole city together. And I want to keep it that way. It's the people of Gloucester that makes Gloucester. It's not just your mayor, it's all of you. Pre-COVID, I was everywhere. I listened to you. We had meetings. We were in my office. And I want to continue to do that. I'm 24/7. Nobody signs for 24/7. But you know what? I've been in this community for over 30 years. And you know what? I learned from you. And people are going to say all of these things that the mayor's this or that. You know what? Oh, she's going to blame COVID. I'm not blaming anyone but myself. I'm blaming myself for caring and being compassionate and not learning how to tone it down. Because during COVID, things were so quiet. And I'm a loud person. But I'm doing that. I've taken so many webinars, courses, and everything else, not just to better my voice, but to better myself as far as manager skills and be able to succeed of having that bridge. Because in 30 years, that bridge has not been broken in my life, and I don't want that bridge to be broken. I need you. Vote Sefatia.
That was candidate number 2, Safa Romeo, Theken. Here now is candidate number 3, Francisco Sclafani.
As your new next mayor of Gloucester, I will make the final demand for the ultimate return of our Cable Memorial Hospital. I will lead the fight to retake our Cable Memorial Hospital by eminent domain. At stake is the future return of our Cable Memorial Hospital's emergency room, and also at stake is the long-awaited return of our Cable Memorial Hospital's maternity ward. On election day, vote for me. The life you save may be your very own, or the life you save may be someone you love, or better yet, maybe the life you save may just be a total stranger's life. Our Cable Memorial Community Hospital was a charitable public trust for over 100 years. Its only primary care purpose to serve the ever-growing medical needs of our North Shore community. But then all of the publicly donated charitable assets of our Cable Memorial Community Hospital were boldly stolen by common ordinary corporate greed. This daily travesty of social injustice has to be plainly reversed to ensure that the return of our Cable Memorial Community Hospital is immediately to its rightful owners, the citizens of the North Shore. I had to make that decision to ensure the public safety and adequate emergency medical services for countless future generations. If you wish to write me, mail it to Elect Francisco A. Sclafani, Post Office Box 1662. That was Post Office Box 1662. You know, when I walk through that door, that I have to remember little tiny, itty-bitty things like right from wrong. My lifelong goals are to build the required logistic infrastructure necessary to sustain and feed 9 billion hungry mouths each and every day. My other lifetime goal is to harness and store the unlimited vast electrical energy of lightning storms to be stored in multiple battery packs encased in cement vaults located under the ground, connected to an international worldwide electric grid network. Our second objective will be to demand the ultimate return of our own Babson maternity ward to our small island community hospital, Addison Gilbert Hospital. Time has recorded the names and the faces of countless women being forced to give birth to their child on the side of Route 128 South in the breakdown lane, trying to reach Beverly Community Hospital's closest maternity ward, which is 18.2 miles away. Some of those women were somebody's beautiful wife, being forced to give birth to her child on the side of Route 128 South in the breakdown lane, trying to reach Beverly Community Hospital's closest maternity ward, which is 18.2 miles away. Some of those women were somebody's beautiful daughter, being forced to give birth to her child on the side of Route 128 South in the breakdown lane, trying to reach Beverly Community Hospital's closest maternity ward, which is just 18.2 miles away. As your new mayor, I will go to Washington and address Congress to ask that this great nation's blood supply be screened for possible transmissible diseases. Nobody should have to go to the hospital and come back home with somebody else's fatal disease. As your new mayor, I will petition the state to move the state boat ramp to the state fish pier because that's where it belongs, to reduce the number of times the Cut Bridge has to go up. Learn to believe in miracles. Go in peace to love and serve the Lord.
That was candidate number 3, Francisco Sclafani. Here now is candidate number 4, Brian Pollard.
Hi, my name is Brian Pollard, and I'm running for the mayor of Gloucester. I grew up summering on Cape Ann, and after graduating from Endicott College with a bachelor's degree in business administration, I made Gloucester my year-round home. In 2002, I started my finance career with Mortgage Network. As a mortgage loan officer over the last 14 years, I've originated over $250 million in residential home loans. As my passion for the mortgage business grew, so did my love for real estate. Over the last 16 years, I've acquired a portfolio of 10 investment properties in downtown Gloucester. However, as time passed, through my real estate investments, I found what my true passion was in helping the community of Gloucester. Over the last 7 years, I've worked closely with the Gloucester Housing Authority to provide adequate and affordable housing to the residents of Gloucester. I also have worked with Action for the past 6 years to help homeless prevention opportunities for the city of Gloucester. On June 7th of 2018, Action awarded me with the Community Partnership Award in recognition for my support of Action Inc.'s mission of creating opportunities that promote a thriving Cape Ann for all. In my spare time, I enjoy all that Gloucester has to offer, all the wonderful local restaurants, fishing off the back shore for striped bass, and boating in and around Cape Ann. Why do I want to run for mayor? Quite simply, I love this city and everything it stands for and represents. The history, the working waterfront, the local businesses, the traditions, and most of all, the people. I truly believe Gloucester's greatest years are ahead of us, and I believe I am the candidate best suited to move this city forward. With my finance and real estate background, my strong work ethic, and my ability to listen and learn, I believe that I can make a difference. It goes without saying that I will work hard, but what you will also get with me is transparency, accessibility, and professionalism. I will treat every citizen and every issue with the utmost respect and attention. As your mayor, here are some of the priorities that I will be working on for the city of Gloucester. Introduce technology to help reduce beach traffic. I will bring in website technology to help reduce the beach traffic throughout the city. During the summer months, This technology will allow visitors to purchase day passes online days prior to actually intending to use their beach pass. Thus, the city can have more control over the flow of traffic, as tourists will no longer need to rush into line at the beaches in the very early mornings. This will improve our ability to forecast and track the revenue generated, reduce wasted spending, and reinvest in value. I plan to use my 19 years of business experience to continuously and closely monitor how the city is spending money throughout the city. Reinvest in our harbor. The Gloucester Harborfront is our greatest asset. We're a proud fishing community, and that does not need to change. I believe that we can make meaningful changes that benefit the city while preserving our strong heritage. We have spaces on the waterfront that have great potential. So we will review all town-owned spaces and propose ways to reinvigorate the harborfront, finding a cohesiveness between the commercial fisherman and the recreational boater will make Gloucester Harbor an even better destination. In closing, I truly enjoy helping our great community, and running for mayor will give me an opportunity to expand on this on a larger scale. So I hope on September 14th that you will give me this opportunity. Thank you.
That was candidate number 4, Brian Pollard. Here now is candidate number 5, Robert Russell.
Thank you, 1623, for giving our citizens an opportunity to participate in the mayoral process. I'm Rob Russell. I'm on the ballot for mayor to make Gloucester shine, restore our city's crown jewels, and the integrity within the walls of City Hall. Alert, this is your City Hall. For 3 generations, my family has resided in Gloucester. From the generations before me, and through my many experiences in our city, I have come to know Gloucester in both my head and my heart. My love for our home has led me to seek the office of mayor. Good ideas deserve a voice, whether they come from Lanesville, downtown, or any of our neighborhoods. This election gives you a chance to express your ideas and regain your lost voice. I've knocked on more than 500 doors from neighborhoods all across the city, listening to those voices, sharing my ideas, and gaining confidence in my plan. I understand your frustration and the doubt I have heard expressed by many. Things will change under my leadership. The 400th year celebration gives us the chance to establish a downtown which makes us proud. Main Street and downtown need an infusion of new ideas and shops. I will implement a pilot pop-up program in empty storefronts to begin the transformation of downtown. The vitality of Gloucester depends on a vibrant downtown. I will initiate a 365 advertising campaign to get smart tourism back. I will make the beaches become smart tourism and at the same time address our traffic woes. I will manage the beach traffic with a reservation system for non-residents. This online system will link the beachgoers to our Chamber of Commerce and the city, giving them an opportunity to learn about Gloucester happenings all year long. I will see to it that the existing parking regulations at the boulevard, the quarries, and our beaches are enforced so many residents can once again enjoy these jewels. Ensuring quality of life is the highest goal. Last year, City Hall did little to protect us during a pandemic. The streets around the quarries and beaches were overrun with out-of-towners. You deserve better. You will have FaceTime with me as your mayor, and City Hall will once again serve the people. I will ensure the funds from the federal infrastructure bill are used to initiate a plan to repave and enhance the roads, fixing crumbling sidewalks, and overhaul the sewage plant. Our infrastructure cannot sustain continued development. Alert, this is your City Hall. I will support our schools to ensure that our educational system, from preschool to high school, gives our students the best opportunity for success, both as workers and as citizens. Everyone benefits from an educated populace. Schools must be a priority. Some have asked how I will get things done. Next week's debate is an example of my management style and ability to get things done. When I learned that a debate between the primary candidates was not planned, I reached out to the League of Women Voters and Councilor O'Hara to promote that forum. That effort resulted in the primary debate, which will take place. This winning collaborative approach is how your city will be managed. Alert, this is your city hall. I need your voice and your vote to bring about change I know in my head, in my heart, is possible to make Gloucester shine now and for generations to come. Thank you. I need your vote. Vote Rob Russell on September 14th. And thank you again.
That was candidate number 5, Robert Russell. Candidate number 6, John Harvey Jr., declined an invitation from 1623 Studios to make a statement in this forum. This concludes 1623 Studios' Mayoral Preliminary Candidate Forum. Gloucester residents, don't forget to vote in the preliminary election on Tuesday, September 14th. Polls are open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. One note for Ward 1 Precinct 2 residents who normally vote at Veterans Memorial School. Due to the demolition of the school, your precinct polling station has been moved to the new YMCA facility at Gloucester Crossing. The City of Gloucester is also accepting vote-by-mail and absentee ballot applications for all 2021 elections via email, fax, and regular mail. The deadline to submit an absentee ballot or vote-by-mail application for the 2021 preliminary election is Wednesday, September 8th. The deadline for absentee ballot in-office voting is Monday, September 13th at noon. To download the absentee ballot or vote-by-mail application, go to gloucester-ma.gov/337/elections. Lastly, poll workers are always needed and paid from $170 to $225 depending on the position for the day. If any resident is interested in being a poll worker, send your inquiry to elections@gloucester-ma.gov or schedule an appointment at the city clerk's office and apply by calling 978-281-9720, number 2. I'm Corey Kukru for 1623 Studios. You can watch live coverage of this year's elections on Channel 12 and our social media outlets. For more news on this fall's elections, please sign up for our newsletter at 1623studios.org. Thanks for watching.